4% Trader welcomes you to our module on trading plan, what it is, what should it contain, and how to build one from scratch. In this free course, we will share our own process to develop a trading plan and also give you a detailed view on key points to consider as a part of your trading plan. Before we proceed any further, I request you to please read our key terms of use on the slide by pausing the video now. Or, you can also choose to read the full conditions from our website. By watching this content ahead, you have agreed to all the terms of use of 4% Trader. Many traders and investors don't know the meaning of trading plan. And many haven't even heard about it, forget about building one for themselves. So let's try to understand it with an example here. Assume that you want to buy an SUV for yourself. Would you simply go to any showroom you find and buy whatever SUV you see first? No, right? You will probably first make a list of features you want in your SUV. What are the non-negotiables? You would even talk to few experts or owners and do a lot of checks and balances before spending your hard-earned money. Similarly, before you start to trade or invest in markets, you must first prepare a checklist of things you must know and complete before taking your first trade, and the steps that you will follow thereafter in your trading career. All and many more of such answers are captured in your trading plan. So let's deep dive into a bit more comparison to understand it better before we look at the steps to create a trading plan. The very first and the most important decision that you need to take is on your capital. If you don't have enough capital, you can't buy your SUV. Similarly, if you don't have enough capital, you have to let go of some asset classes to trade. For example, the minimum capital needed to trade one lot of Nifty futures is 1.1 lakh, while for stock futures it's even higher and out of reach for many. In options, depending on the strategy you are trading, you need at least 50,000 to enter the trade and another 50,000 to manage the trade if it goes against you. For intraday equities, it is slightly lower. In fact, 50,000 can be a good starting capital here for a beginner. I know that this may come as a shock to many enthusiastic option traders who know that buying an option is very cheap. And yes, it indeed is. Buying out of money call or put option is cheap. But I assure you that if you do that on consistent basis, you will lose your capital sooner or later. Once you know your capital limit, the next thing you will probably do is to shortlist the SUV within your budget. Similarly, you can't just go and trade any stock you wish to. You must first shortlist on what the tradable stocks for the day are. Since many find it difficult to scan the stocks during market hours, it's okay to do it after market close for the day and then shortlist stocks to trade for next day. At 4% Trader, we scan the Nifty to 50 stocks on daily basis, and that too by looking at the charts manually. Moving ahead, after you have shortlisted your SUV, you will then deep dive into researching various features, functionalities it offers, read reviews, talk to people, etc. Similarly, after you shortlist the stocks to trade or invest, you will either do further technical analysis using all the tools available at your disposal or relevant fundamental analysis following your set processes. Only and only after you have completed this step, you will exactly know which stocks to trade and what your strategy to trade is. Moving next, you will probably then take a test drive and look at for various offers available from different dealers for your SUV. In stock market, this means choosing your broker, which fulfills your requirements, get best brokerage, evaluating their charting software, margin availability, etc. Finally, you will buy your SUV, or in stock market, you will execute the trade and manage it till either the stop loss is hit or you have achieved your target. You might probably be thinking that this is a lot of work and you can just learn while trading too. And you probably can. There is nothing stopping you to go into an exam with last-minute preparation. But just think if you would be happy with just the passing marks. I would like to believe that the answer is a big no. A trading plan is a very comprehensive document that captures your trading blueprint, and it can be a very painful exercise to do for the very first time. But believe me, it is worthwhile doing it. And it will help bring absolute clarity to your trading and investment process. Don't worry if it's not perfect the first time, just make one to begin with. Once you make it, just review it every quarter or every 6 months and update it regularly as your experience increases. So, let's look at the top 5 things to capture in your trading plan. In case you need a ready-made template, you can get it for free with any of the services that you purchase from us. Since a trading plan is very unique and personal to every individual, there can't be a universal plan for all. Going ahead, I will put a set of relevant questions in front of you with some examples. And then you must think the answers to these questions that are relevant and applicable to you. The first and most fundamental question to answer is, why do you want to enter the stock market? What is the fundamental force driving you to trade or invest in the market? Are you afraid that everyone else is making money in stock markets but not you? Or that your friends and relatives are pushing you to invest and you are feeling the social pressure? Or maybe you just want to understand what the hype is all about and you want to join the herd too. Or it can be that you want to free yourself from the 9-to-5 routine. Whatever it is, just think calmly for a while and write down your personal reason to come to stock market. Before you trade, ask yourself if you really understand the stock markets, different instruments available. From where will you learn? What and how will you learn, etc. If you have watched one of our previous video, Begin Your Trading Journey, in the free courses section, then you are probably sorted. If not, then please do watch it, and I hope that it will give you a good starting point in your trading or investing. Always remember one thing about the stock market: sooner or later, it will find and bring out your worst financial discipline and make you pay heavily for it. I am sure that many of you have heard stories where someone lost their life savings or lakhs of rupees in the stock market and then decided to stay away from it forever. It is at times like this that your strength, be it personal or otherwise, will help you sail through the tough times or even save you from being in such a situation. What I want you to do is write down your personal strengths that you think will help you become a successful trader or an investor. For example, it can be that you are very disciplined in everything you do, or that you have a strong belief in your trading system to end in overall profits every month. You may also have a keen eye for detail on everything you do that can come very handy in stock market too. You may even be a person that needs multiple data points to make a final decision on anything you do, which has helped you in the past. In short, just note down the personal traits that you think you can leverage on to be successful in the stock market. Similar to reflecting on your strengths, do note down your weakness areas as well that can directly impact your trading. For example, you might not be able to take quick decisions, or that you tend to make a lot more mistakes when you are under pressure, or that you do so much analysis that it confuses you and you can't take a clear decision. Many people also have anxiety, and they are always glued to the screen while the trade is in progress. Whatever it is, big or small, that you think can hamper your trading and investing performance, just note it down. There are few more points that you can capture, and please do so, but the idea here was to make you more aware about yourself, thus saving yourself from you before you make any fatal trading or investing mistake in markets. I do hope that this gives you a first-hand idea on where you stand as far as your personality is concerned with respect to psychological side of trading. These questions will help you answer some of the core questions in your trading plan, such as what assets classes to trade, how to define the risk you are comfortable taking, how to actually trade, and help you minimize the human error in trading to the extent possible. As trading plan is all about bringing every aspect of trading together, you may already have an answer to this specific section. In case not, just watch one of our previous videos, Begin Your Trading Journey, in the free courses section. It would give you a good starting point in your trading journey. Anyways, let's just repeat the core points again. First and foremost, please educate yourself on the basics of stock market, no matter what. There is no point learning it the hard way, by losing your hard-earned money. Rather, invest some amount in yourself, and buy a couple of good books to read, follow some YouTube channels, or even take a professional course, if needed. It will definitely help you in longer run. Before you trade, you need to have a good, well-tested trading rules in place, which tells you what to trade, and why. Most people struggle with this, and there is no harm in getting a professional help on this. I can assure you that after couple of years of trading and mastering couple of trading systems, you will be able to create one on your own too. So my only advice here is to continue with couple of trading systems for at least a year and simply focus on mastering it. Don't keep changing your trading system very often, you will only end up being confused. So your trading plan must clearly capture the trading rules on when to enter a trade, how to arrive at an entry, stop loss, target, and position size for each and every trade you will ever take, across all the different asset classes. More or less, for most of the people, your capital availability and risk appetite will already decide the asset classes you can trade in market. I know that options are very lucrative to trade, but it's also the easiest way to lose your capital. So, it's usually best to take your time to understand and trade one asset class first, and then only move to the next one. Stock markets are not going to close from tomorrow, you have sufficient time, so don't rush. Do capture this in your trading plan, on what asset classes you want to trade, how will you learn and master different asset classes, and when and how will you trade them. Before you do actual trading with real money, it's actually a great idea to paper trade for a while, at least a month, if not more. This will help you streamline some of the most basic mistakes you will do early in your trading career. Thereafter, start small with real money to trade, preferably in equities, to get the real emotions kicking in the process. I have realized that keeping a record of all your trades, maybe together with screenshots of the charts, to review it later, is of great help. So, in your trading plan, simply write how will you approach this, with clear timelines, and process to record your every trades. In short, don't be eager to jump in the market, without having proper knowledge of each instruments. Invest time to learn, don't look at how others are doing, just focus on yourself, and trust your process. Personally, I see a lot of novice traders or investors entering the stock market with unrealistic returns expectations. Thankfully, SEBI has been trying to do a lot more now to create investor awareness, but many people are still getting trapped very easily to fake advertisements on promise of quick and very high returns. As you build your trading plan, it's important for you to set your expectations right from the start. I suggest that you always look at the range of returns delivered by the market in past 20 years, under good, average, and the worst market situations. If not anything, just take yearly Nifty returns data for the past 20 years as a baseline for you to aim initially. Again, Write a suitable number for yourself in your trading plan. The returns across different asset classes are also very different. While most of the good traders achieve 10 to 20% yearly return of their capital, a very few do hit the returns of 70 to 90% as well. You have to decide what is a realistic return that you can achieve based on your knowledge level, experience you have, and your own past performance. Simply capture the target percentage returns and absolute amount to target in your trading and investment career into your trading plan. As you move forward in your trading career, you must keep revisiting your trading goals and focus areas too. For example, at the beginning of your career, you may choose to focus more on getting the analysis and trades right rather than the profits you make. And only once, when you are comfortable with your trading quality, you can think of taking bigger positions in your trade. Alternatively, you can also choose to work on your risk management process first with less risky assets, do some paper trade, and then only move to trading more riskier assets. Whatever you do, just be open to keep reassessing your trading goals, but keep it realistic all times. Add a note on what your trading and investing goals are in the first 3 months, first 6 months, and first year that you want to achieve through your stock market trading and investing. As your capital grows, you can choose to trade more asset classes or bring in more money to markets. There are two important things that almost every successful trader does. First, they never trade with their 100% capital. As a rule of thumb, you always keep 40% of your capital idle at all times for any risk management or adjustments that you may need to do to your ongoing trade. Second, have different account for trading and investing purposes. Mixing them both up can give you wrong indication on your margin requirements in trading and risk your trades. If you are just starting, then you may not know the complete answer to this exactly, but I suggest you to give an year before you move from equities to derivatives trading, or even a gap of few months between exploring different trading styles. You will frequently see risk management plan popping up again and again and again in stock market discussions. It is because this is the single biggest activity that will determine your success or failure in the market. We already have a free short course on it, so please do have a look at it for more details. Anyways, just to recap some of the key points on risk management. First, you must clearly define and capture the loss per trade, loss per day, and total acceptable loss at a total capital level. For example, you can start with a 1000 rupee risk per trade in each asset class, with a maximum limit of 3000 rupee loss on daily basis and a 10,000 rupee loss on an overall capital level. If you hit any of these limits, just stop trading for the day. Restart again next day, or even reduce your risk levels to half across for next few days till you gain your confidence back. Whatever risk amount you choose, you must be comfortable with it and not be worried about it after the market is closed. This is the most important information to capture in your trading plan, so do not miss it. A good trading system will contribute to no more than 20% to your overall success in the stock market. As I have mentioned before, don't just adopt a trading system for its accuracy alone, look at other aspects too. In fact, a good and a well-optimized trading system can have an accuracy of 35%. But it can easily beat another trading system designed with only accuracy in mind of, let's say, 70%. For your information, there are a lot of factors which goes in optimizing a trading system, such as the risk-reward per trade, maximum drawdown, Sharpe ratio, maximum losing and winning streak, etc. Capture these figures in your trading plan if you have them, else once you start to trade and record your own data, you can easily calculate this number later. Nothing beats a good record keeping of trades to show you the report card of your own performance. Whatever happens, do not miss this activity for your trading and investing. Remember, a trading journal is not only about the profit and loss of the trade, but it's also about capturing some key references from your trading system, an overall rationale for entering and exiting the trade too. You must review this journal every quarter, if not earlier, or even share this with your mentor to help you improve. Incorporating this clearly in your trading plan, on what and how will you capture these details, will do you a great deal of good. None of the plans you make will help you if you can't find time to execute it. If you really want to succeed, then you will have to find some time on daily or weekly basis on how you are going to manage your trading career. So capture clearly on how much time will you give to trading, how much to investing, how much to learning new skills, etc. will go a long way to ensure your success. It's quite possible that for a working professional, trading all asset classes or even all style of trading is not possible at all. So just restrict yourself to what you can manage and don't hesitate to take professional services for whatever you can't. For example, when I started, I just focused on mastering how to trade and had taken subscription services for identifying investment stocks. Feel free to decide for yourself based on your needs and not look at what others are doing. If you can simply adopt these risk management plans to your trading and investing process, you will never blow up your capital and can survive the market shocks much easily than rest. If you are not into algo trading, chances are that you will look at the status of your trades quite often, and it will cause you an emotional turbulence too. Just remember that as long as your emotions don't lead you to break your trading rules, you will be okay. However, to manage it even better, always enter the market with your preferred style of trading first, be in an intraday trade, or a swing trade, or a positional trading, with proper risk management plans in place. So, once you have defined your comfortable risk level for trading, then you already know the maximum amount you can lose in the trade, right? So just take a step back and relax. Sometimes, you will indeed bear losses due to stock moving 10 paise beyond your stop loss and then giving you full profits. Or maybe reverse from close to your target levels and then stopping out your trade out. Simply think of it as the cost of trading and nothing else. Whatever happens, do not break your rules. Once you break it, you will do it again, and then you will take that one trade, which will take away your months of hard work and profits. In short, try to develop a habit that once a trade is over, you won't think about it and just move on. I have seen many traders who want to be in the market no matter what. The adrenaline rush they get from being in the market is difficult for them to get rid of. If you have ever subscribed to our services, you will see that we never trade daily. In fact, we trade less than 50% of the days in a month. And the very simple reason for that is, we always put risk before rewards. We are okay to miss out on opportunities, but not okay to chase trades by breaking our trading rules. Everything we do is part of our trading plan. It tells us when to trade, when not to trade, how much trades to approximately take in a month, how much capital to expose, when and how to take slightly higher risk trades, how not to overtrade, etc. So, just stick to your trading plan and you will do fine. If you have not come across the terms such as revenge trading or emotional trading, then let me tell you that it is a criminal offense in trading world. Revenge trading simple means that you are trying to prove markets wrong just because it didn't respect your analysis and view. For example, if a very high probability trade goes against you, you will take it on your ego to prove yourself right. In the process, you will again take similar trade on the same stock completely against your trading plan, and you will lose even more capital. Similarly, emotional trading refers to trades based on optimism and hope rather than your trading rules permitting you to trade. For example, you know that a stock will go down because it may be overstretched across all time frames, and then you take a short trade in line with trading rules for taking such a trade. But the stock actually ever reversed and hits your stop loss. But you still don't exit the trade and hope that it will reverse soon and come in your favor. And if you are really unlucky, this is enough to wipe out your entire trading account. So, my simple advice to all of you is to not look at the stock for next 2 weeks for any kind of trading. That's it. Similarly, if you are in a role, chances are that you will overtrade, disregarding your trading plans too. While if you are losing continuously, chances are that you will take a revenge trade soon. In both the cases, you will end up making huge losses. For example, many institutions have a clear rule to send their traders on mandatory leave if they are in the middle of such a streak. So my advice is you also is to simply take a break from trading, gather yourself, and then come back with fresh mind to market. Like I said earlier, as long as your emotions are not driving you to break your trading plan, it's still okay. What you can do is to use cover order of some kind while punching your order in the system. It basically means that you can put your entry, stop loss, and even your target levels for the stock in a single order. Also, once you punch in the order in system, then don't change it unless you are trailing your stop loss manually. We can definitely include a lot more rules in the trading plan, but in my experience, I have found whatever we discussed so far to be almost sufficient to start with. So, while making your trading plan, focus more on getting the facts right for yourself than anything else. Prepare it, keeping yourself and only yourself in mind. This trading plan is only meant for you. So make sure that it is specific to you and it makes sense to you and you alone. I strongly suggest that you incorporate everything related to your trading and even investing into your trading plan and revisit it every 6 months or so, if not earlier. With this, we have come to the end of our module on trading plan, and I really hope that you liked it. Please do rate the content and feel free to drop in your comments, questions, or any other feedback you may have in the comments section of our website. Happy learning at 4% Trader, and bye for now.